In today's video, we will cover 6 of the best Jordans that are under $200. What's good, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. We all know that the sneaker market is down, so that puts us in a great place for collectors to get the best bargains on these Jordans. Now, some sneakers are still out of range. Nani? But I've gathered a list of sleepers that are either under $200 or under retail, and some of them are good alternatives for those out of reach sneakers. Let me preface this by saying these prices do not include tax, so it's $200 or below. With that being said, let's get started. Coming in at number 6, the Jordan 1 High Zoom Air Comfort. I've been looking into these, and usually they don't get a lot of love. The one in particular that I'm looking at is the Crater Purple Jordan 1, and to me these would be a good alternative to the Jordan 1 Court Purple 2.0s, where majority of the uppers is the purple leather. Now, of course, there are some key differences, but for the price that these are going for, there might be some details that a lot of people overlook. Of course, the swoosh is embossed rather than the leather swoosh, and it's purple. All you would have to do in that case, paint it black. Price wise, there's almost a $200 price difference. Not to mention, these particular sneakers were designed for the comfort, hence the name. So they have a lot more padding. Also, I don't know if anybody's paid attention, but they have a lot of similarities to the super expensive off-white Jordan 1 OG highs. For instance, they have the exposed foam collar, the various textures that's on the toe box, the detached flaps, the exposed foam tongue, all for around under $200. Next on the list is the Air Jordan 13 Del Sol. This yellow almost looks like the taxi yellow in the upcoming Jordan 1s that'll be releasing later this year. Perfect. Now for these, what I would do is I would lace swap these to make them even more dynamic. Definitely add in some red tones, so you could throw in some red laces. These will actually be a good base for customizing as well. Now I do know that these went up to, I think, $200. I think this is around the time that Nike was changing the prices, so maybe that's why certain people didn't want it. But as of now, these are definitely a good pair of 13s to cop for under retail. Number 4, the Sapphire Jordan 7 SE. I'm not the biggest fan of Jordan 7s. Actually, I still don't own a pair actually. These right here might be the ones to fill that spot. Majority of the people who I've seen review these, they don't like them, but that's not why I like them. That's just an added bonus. Firstly, when Nike gets these unorthodox colorways right, they really stick with me. Like the Jordan 1 Handcraft, I mentioned that in a previous video. I actually did a whole video on it. To me, that was one of the most slept on Jordan 1s that was released around that time. Still to this day, actually, which they should be an honorable mention on this list because they're under retail as well. This sneaker, the Jordan 7, retailed at $210 and is now currently selling around somewhere between $40 to $50 under retail. I love the colorway, like I said before. I love the fact that the tongue is that sapphire blue, or I guess if you want to call it blue, but it's a standalone color. I love that part about this, and all of them are like blush pink tones, tan khaki kind of tones. You can see through the netting, and you can see it on the outsole as well. It's not a bad price where it's at, but for $210, Nike was kind of bugging. Now, we still have a few more on the list, but if you think I've missed anything so far, let me know down below in the comments. And also consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, or if you found this video helpful. Now let's get back to the list. Number 3, Jordan 1 Mid Alternate Bred Toe. In my book, the days of clowning people for wearing mids, long gone. If you're still clowning people about wearing mids, you must not realize some of the best colorways are in Jordan 1 mids. The only downside to this is it's a woman's release. So for people with a bigger shoe size, these won't work for you because they don't make them beyond the size 12 in women. But for those who are a size, either a 10.5 or maybe an 11, I wear an 11, sometimes I just stretch them out. For that size below, this is a great alternative for the Jordan 1 OG High Bred Toe. So if you couldn't get these, that's your best option. Now, the only difference between these and the OG Highs is obviously the cut of the shoe, but then also this shoe will save you almost $500. There's almost a $500 gap between these and the OG Highs. And if you really want them to look just like these, all you would have to do, paint the swoosh black. And the only other difference that really is minor in my book is this has a black tongue and the mids have a white tongue. But if you throw some black laces on there, it's not really gonna make that much of a difference. But the biggest difference is that $500. And we know how the economy is right now. You could do a lot with $500. Not a financial advisor, but I would pay off debt if you got it. Message. Now, number 2, the Clot Jordan 5 Low Jade. If this was 2018 and you told me, Clot, and Jordan Brand, we're going to release a collab Jordan 5 that next year, number 1, have glow-in-the-dark accents, but number 2, be under retail. I would have asked for a drug test, but here we are. I do think that they dropped the ball on this release because it didn't seem like it got a lot of steam around the time that it dropped, and I don't think a lot of places got it. So it may be somewhat low stock. I'm not sure. I definitely would have dropped these around Christmas time. Now it has all black textile upper with the satin sheen, so kind of shines a little bit. The red laces and the accents has that pop of red, which I think is amazing. Oh, and did I mention that they glow in the dark? All in all, these are a great cop because most people won't have these, and it's under $200. Now, I'm all about value, but just as important as the value for me is functionality. So that leads us to the number 1 shoe and the best on this list, in my opinion, the Jordan 1 High Element Gore-Tex. But the two that I want to key in on, the two that are the hardest and the most slept on that I don't hear anybody talking, I haven't seen anybody that I know or in my city wear or buy or even talk about, are the Light Curry and the Berry Gore-Tex Jordan 1 Highs. These Light Curries remind me of the Rookie of the Year Jordan 1s, and it looks like someone just took the contrast button and just turned it all the way up. And not to mention the price difference is around $300 to $400 between the two. It's not a bad alternative. With this silhouette, not all of the colorways are under $200, but majority of the common sizes are. And this is actually timely because at the timing of this recording, which is around late August, so we're heading into fall winter, these shoes are specifically made for the fall and winter, as the materials used are waterproof and they're made to keep your feet warm in the wintertime. Not to mention, they also have 3M accents and then the two-tone outsole, which I think is so dope. It has a translucent part and then it also has the traditional solid rubber outsole. These will definitely be a cop for the coming months. That way you can be stylish and you can still protect yourself in the snow. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel to see more videos like this, and also let me know in the comments, what kind of videos you guys would like to see. But in the meantime, check out this video to check out my unboxing of the Jordan 1 OG High Handcraft that I still think is one of the most slept on Jordan releases of this year.